Alright, taking a look here at another toy review. We got our boy Nightwing, the DC Multiverse Nightwing this is from the Gotham Knights line. It's the box it came with. I already got it out. I got a little too excited. Just taking a quick look at the box here. Nice little promo shot there. Look here at some other figures that they got going on. Nothing much going on there. I didn't take out the card this time, but there is the little promo shot card, which is the same image right there. And without further ado, all right. So first things first, let's take a look here at some accessories that Nightwing comes with. The accessories that he has, you know, your basic DC multiverse stand, which mine has all sorts of jacked up paint work there, so that's kind of bumming. Next, we'll take a look here at his little batons that he comes with. He comes with two. I'll take a closer look here at this one, if this will focus. Alright, so pretty basic paintwork going on, but fairly nice. Got the blue handle there, and then got like this white portion up on the top. I think it's supposed to, yeah, I think it's supposed to like be kind of what like I don't know, like the lightning effect on it. It's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but it definitely looks good with the figure, so at least there's that. Pretty nice. Set those off to the side. And then we're going to take a closer look here at Nightwing. Right, so, Nightwing. Just kind of first impressions. I really dig it. I mean, the symbol here is nice and big. It wraps around to the back, which I really like. I like the use of the blues. For the most part, it's a very much all black figure with very little blue, but it is nice to have that paint throughout the figure. Really digging it. The head sculpt is fairly good too. I think it's a very nice classic look for Nightwing, and mine turned out really good. The eyes look great. It's actually really clean work there. Paint looks good. Not really seeing any real issues with that. Kind of add like a little, kind of tell us like a little blush there to give him some more detail around his cheekbones. Very pale, very pale looking Nightwing, which, you know, I think is very accurate to the comic books and TV shows, and this is from the game, the Gotham Knights game that's coming out soon, so I think that looks pretty good. Some other little details we can look at as well. Turning him around, he does have slots to carry his batons in, so if you want, you can try that out real quick. They just slide in like that, and, well, technically, I guess you'd want these on the other side, but just kind of to show you what they look like. I think it looks pretty clean. It looks really cool, actually. I really dig that. I wasn't expecting that. When you're looking at the figure on the box, you can't really see that he has that in the back. So that's a really nice little add-on thing that they included. So I really dig that. That way you don't necessarily always have to have him holding them, and, you know, he can just be kind of standing. Moving along here, I'm just kind of taking a look at kind of the sculpts and the paint work here. Like I said, there's not much paint work, but, you know, for example, they got the paint there on the arms, and the chest. I think the chest looks really good. Pretty nice broad shoulders too. It's got, you know, I always think that Nightwing definitely has like more of a slouched look. So I think they definitely got that. Definitely has like that slouch look that I think is very typical of him. And let's see, for like his outfit, looks like this is just kind of like padding and like armor around his chest and belly area. Looking down at his legs are nice. He definitely has like some, those are maybe like combat looking kind of pants. And then for his shoes, he just has like, I think they just look like tennis shoes, really. Yeah, they just look kind of like little tennis shoes. So I dig that. It looks pretty nice. And then, you know, not much detail there, but still looks good. The hair, I really like the hair. I think they nailed it with the hair, to be honest. Big gap in the back there. All right, so moving on to the articulation. Just start off with the head here. He can look up decently enough, I'd say. You know, not looking like completely all the way up, but decently enough. He can look down quite a ways with a big gap there. For most posing, you can tell that you're just gonna have a big gap. So that's kind of a bummer. But for the most part, you know, if you have him facing forward, it's not a big deal. Oh, I guess one thing I would mention, if you are gonna pick this guy up, just be careful about his like face, because there's like 3 other figures from other than this one that I picked out that like his face was like all warped, like his cheekbones were like literally almost popping off of his face. He looked really strange and all jacked up. So just be careful, I guess, if you order this online. Just, you know, kind of notice that and maybe get a return if you have any issues. But that's one thing that I noticed when I was looking at him. You know, this is probably the best looking one that I found, and I would say this is probably what you should be looking for. If his like cheekbones are like sticking out of his face, definitely get a return on that, because that's not what he should look like. So just kind of wanted to mention that real quick. All right, moving on to his arms and shoulder area here for articulation. He has a good range on his shoulders, and that's as far down as it goes. His arm cannot go any farther down. He just naturally has his arms sticking out that far out, which was kind of disappointing whenever I was first looking at him. I didn't notice that his arms didn't go any farther than that, so that's kind of a bummer. But for the most part, if you have him in a pretty active pose, you know, even like this, just kind of standing with his clubs in his hand, I mean, I think it still looks really clean and cool, but kind of sucks that you can't get him any closer to his body there. One thing as well, he does have a, you know, kind of like a butterfly joint going on right there, which works fairly well for the most part. And these arms will pop off on you if it's really stiff, so just be careful. Mine popped off on this side because it was really stiff, but it will pop in, but just be careful with that. Next, we'll be looking here at the elbow. So you got double jointed elbow, which you get great amount of articulation with that. I mean, just look at that. He can practically touch his face just by bending his elbow. That's great. So, like seeing that. You get the bicep swivel. You are kind of limited by, you know, how close you can do it. It does kind of hit on the torso, but you can just stick it out and move it. Looking at his hands, he has, I think it's a ball joint, so he can like kind of, you know, he can swivel them, and then there you go, it can tilt, kind of pivot there, back and forth. Same thing with the other one. I think the other one, just kind of have to position it at times if that ball joint isn't exactly where you want it. And here, looking at the torso, we can have him crunch back that far, so crunches back pretty far. He can crunch forward just a tad, practically practically nothing. You know, very little. You don't get much articulation forward on the ab crunch. You do get some movement there on the upper torso. As far as I can tell, there is no like waist, you know, like swivel. So that's kind of sucks. But you do get a lot of motion from here, and he does look, you know, fairly natural when you're posing him. And also this material is very flexible here, so it does allow for a little bit more room to wiggle there. But let's see what else we got here for his legs. He does have a little bit of wiggle room there. Not much of a upper thigh swivel, but he can go ahead and kick forward that far, kick back that far, and he can do a full splits. So that's pretty cool. We got double jointed knees, and for his feet we got that much movement back, so great movement to the back. Forward, it can only go a little bit because of this little, like, I don't know, armor piece they added on. Kind of stops his foot from moving any forward. I mean, you could, but you'd be kind of forcing it too much. You do have toe articulation, and you got pretty nice ankle rocker. And this one looks good. It's a lot better than what they had for Red Hood. So not too bad for articulation. Definitely got a lot of good movements. You could get him in a lot of cool poses, especially for Nightwing. You know, he's doing a lot of cool flips and acrobatics and stuff. I think that this figure can definitely pull off some cool stuff. Next, I think I just kind of want to wrap up here and, you know, just kind of take a look at him as far as what I think overall. And I think that this Nightwing is a good figure. I think he's definitely a good figure. If you don't have a Nightwing, like I didn't have any Nightwings. This is the one that they had available at Target at the moment, and I saw him and I thought he looked great. I think he embodies what Nightwing should look like, and you know, I think his face sculpt is spot on to what Nightwing should look like. And yeah, I think he looks great. He definitely has a few minor issues, you know, kind of subjectively, you know, don't really like that his arms can't go any closer to his body there, but you know, just very minor things. I think overall this is a great figure if you don't have a Nightwing and you want to add on to your Bat family. This would be a great addition. Overall, I think I would give this guy a 7 out of 10. I think he's got a few issues, but overall he's a really great looking figure, and he's got some really good stuff about him that I really like. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back and check out a few other videos. I'll be reviewing Batgirl and the Swamp Thing next, so stay tuned, guys. Take care.